Bullhorn, Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. Afloat, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
My bite's not close to my bark, buddy. And slid down so we can see a red suitcase right here for law enforcement. And if they're watching and you guys would like to come back here. Of her being out here. So this is what we're doing today. We will see you guys back here real soon.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Well, hello, my beautiful people of YouTube. You guys know that today marks the second day that we are looking for this young 9-year-old girl that disappeared from Moreau Lake State Park. Details are emerging right now about what happened. We learned early on, well, I guess later yesterday, just to give you guys a little bit of background information. Okay, much of the world did not learn of this abduction until yesterday morning around 9:45. We started running this case about noon yesterday afternoon as we learned and started getting details. While we were on our live yesterday, there was a press conference from the governor's office related to this little girl that gave us a little more details. So here are the details that we know from law enforcement. And the reason why I'm saying that is we're going to get into some details that aren't from law enforcement. These details are to be, there is no corroboration at this moment. But due to the nature of this case, we're going to try to get as much information out there to the people as possible so you guys can help in this case. We are learning that they've shut down the Moreau Lake State Park completely. It's not going to be open to the public. They're not asking for searchers to go out there and help. That doesn't mean she's in the immediate area. And there's a few details that we're going to go over related to that. So I'm going to jump right into this case because I'm hoping that there are some other content creators out there that want to get this story out as well. So the name of the game right now, time is of the essence, and we want to get this girl's face and as much information out to the public as possible at this moment. So it has been confirmed. It appears that this child was truly abducted. There's a lot that goes on with those abductions that we're going to discuss here, and they're not very good. Okay. But it is statistics. It's the name of the game. And we're going to be discussing them. So she disappeared about 6:15. It appears that the kids, she was there with other friends that were like family to her. It sounds like, it doesn't sound like they were blood related, but she considered them like cousins. So they were all out there camping, and the kids were all together. It was in this, Loop A. They were at campsite 18, and the kids were just riding bikes, stuff that we see all the time at campsites, kids playing, people enjoying themselves. So this is something where she told her friends she wanted to go around the loop by herself. She wanted to be a big girl. She wanted to ride the loop by herself. So she went around the loop and she never came back. After 15 minutes, people started knowing something was wrong. So she disappeared about 6:15. So now we're looking about 6:30. It appears they looked around and hollered for a few minutes, and mom called law enforcement immediately. It sounds like law enforcement, state police was on grounds by 7. So, this has already been 45 minutes that lapsed in the time that she disappeared. The last person that saw her to the time that the first law enforcement officer arrived on scene, from our understanding. Now, there may have been a park person there. They may have been somebody there that was on the scene a lot more. This is just what's coming out of the governor's office. State police was there at 7 p.m. That's what we heard. Okay. The governor did not confirm that they found the bike, but that she was riding the bike. I have confirmed independently. We did get messages from people that said the bike was found. Okay. So I just want to let you know the bike has been found. It was found early on. So this is definitely something that we believe is an abduction related to this girl. It was well known right then and there. By the time the governor got done talking, we knew. If we didn't know before, if we had, we were on the fence like me, I didn't know what was going on. She could have fallen, but now that we heard the details of the case, they are very, very concerning. So we learned from Dolly this morning, Dolly Vision, he was heading out there, that they do not want the public in that park searching. And I can understand. This case has now moved from, because remember, in lack of information, we have to look at the behaviors. We know very well that law enforcement's behaviors is when this goes from a missing person to a criminal investigation, they shut the family and they shut the public out. When it's a missing person, they're welcoming of searchers, they're welcoming of anybody to come in and help. When the name of the game changes, that means whenever they have information, okay, that leads them in a different direction than she is just missing, the investigation changes. We notated after the governor's press conference yesterday, the fact that she seemed very sad and melancholy in her deliberation of her statements. It didn't seem very hopeful. And so I was looking into this a lot more. I was looking into this a lot this morning. I've been up, I've been burning the midnight oil, I've been burning the morning oil, trying to make heads or tails. We had a wonderful, beautiful soul that has been sleuthing, that sent me some information. Now, again, I want to caution everybody about the information that is provided online. This information is not corroborated information. This is not, until it's corroborated, we can look at the information, we can use it as a guide to help us, but we can't focus heavily on it. It does not have that type of weight. But in the light of this situation, I believe that this is information that you guys need to know. Okay. It sounds like there's potential that it was a park employee. Okay. Let me go ahead and get some information up here for you guys to see. We're going to go ahead and read it all together. I think that that's probably the best for us to do. So here's what we're learning. Let me go ahead and blow this up. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. So here we go. So this is the one I'm focused on right here, 6 hours ago. Okay. It is what I have. Male, 20, Hispanic, driving a silver Ford truck with Patriots NFL sticker on the back window. He lives in a house less than 50 miles away from where she was taken. Time is of the essence. It's 1:51 a.m. Here I got the first name of Jesus, works at the park. I did call this into the police hotline. So again, this is just a place that information is coming into. We are wanting to get this out to the public as much as possible because this could very well be a lead. But again, we have no real guide right now because law enforcement is going to be tight-lipped. Again, me here on the Bullhorn Betty channel is not stating that any of this information is legitimate, valid, factual information. It's stuff that I believe makes sense. And so in that effort, I'm trying to get some information out to people so you guys can get all the information that I possess. Okay. So this is what I think we could take as factual. Okay. This is related to Charlotte Sena. This is the case we're covering. This is the 9-year-old girl that was abducted from a state park. I have to be honest with you guys. If I didn't say this, I honestly, like this, when I started hearing about a Hispanic man, now granted this one, from what they're saying, works at the park. Okay, works at the park. But I tell you, those split seconds, like when you get information and you have those split seconds where, things are just kind of shooting through your brain. And when I heard the 20-year-old Hispanic male, I swear that split second went straight to Rachel Morin's case and how that person hasn't been found and how that person assaulted a person in Los Angeles and then 5 months later killed a lady in Maryland. And now we have this going on in New York. And I'm sorry, just like I said, it was, I know that they're unrelated. I don't feel that they're related, but it was just that split second, you know, oh my gosh, you know, this guy's a predator. We've got so many predators in our country right now. And this is just, it's concerning. So let's just keep reading. So she was abducted Saturday night while camping with her family. There we go. While camping with her family, Charlotte Sena was last seen at Morrow Lake State Park in Saratoga County, about 50 miles north of Albany, around 6:15 p.m., wearing an orange tie-dye Pokemon shirt, dark blue pants, black Crocs, and a gray bike helmet. She's 5'1". According to all these reports, they're saying she's 5'1", but from what I am reading through other information, I'm hearing that they got this 5'1" wrong, that she's actually like 4'7", possibly 4'10", but not 5'1". So I do want to caution the people here. And I did hear that from this young girl's aunt. I did watch, I don't know if you guys had an opportunity to watch Duty Ron last night. He had the aunt on. Her name is, what is her name? Jenny or something like that. Jenny, if I have it right. Don't quote. I don't know, but her last name is Sena, and she is the sister-in-law of the parents of this, and she actually works for Fox News, which is amazing because it can really highlight this case. And she has a lot at her disposal as far as media and getting the word out. So, you know, that's positive. But the family, I mean, this is crazy, guys. This is not looking good. Jenna, thank you, Texan. This is not looking good. Here is statistics, and I know people hate when I start bringing up statistics because it does. You know, we start losing hope, but the bottom line is we're a truth and factual, you know, channel. Do we put speculative information in our opinions? Of course we do. We do have those conversations naturally, but we definitely want to have that that foundation of fact that we build upon. And the bottom line is she was abducted, guys. So there's no easy way to put this, but stranger danger abductions are a lot different than parental abductions, than, you know, it's different. So we know why it's different. Okay. We know the twisted, disgusting freaks out there in our country. And typically in these cases, unfortunately, the child is dead within 3 hours in a situation like this. So you can understand why I was so upset yesterday to find out that it took 16 hours to get an Amber Alert out when literally seconds matter. Seconds. And that's the gravity of the situation. Now, I understand that. Hold on just a second. I got to fix something now that I've got. I see you. Not you, I see you. I just see somebody else I need to fix. Here, hold on a second. Hold on. I can't find it now. Why can't I find it now? I just saw it. Who did I just see? November Rain, type something in the bottom of the chat, please, for me. Just say hi or something. I'm trying to find you. I just saw you in here and I can't find you. And I need to find you. There you are. Okay, thank you. Okay, it is. All right, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. Okay, so November Rain, I'm sorry about that. I got that fixed up. Okay, so this is where it gets a little crazy. So this tells me what we learn right now, and this is what I said immediately after the press conference, and we can go back, but I'm not going to go back and show it. If you guys need receipts, you guys can go over there and watch the live from yesterday and get those receipts. But immediately after the governor stopped talking, I said, this truly is an abduction, and somebody was watching those kids, because this happened literally the second, okay? These kids, oh, thank you, Robin. God bless you. Lord, please keep this young girl safe from harm. I know. And we can pray for that. And I hope this child comes home safely. But if this was a park employee, okay, and this child was abducted by a park employee and removed from that location, then we got some problems. And this is not going to look good. This is not going to turn out good. But that would make sense, because as soon after she was done, and we realized that this child was riding with other children, guys. And the minute that she broke away from her crew just to do one loop by herself, she was never seen again. That is what we call a crime of opportunity. And that person had to have been sitting there watching those children. I want to put that into the creepiest perspective that I can possibly put that into for the audience out there watching, because that truly is it. It sounds like these kids were playing out there for a while, and this person was watching them, their every single move. And the minute she broke away, she was gone. Thank you, Texan. Thank you, Texan. This is the worst kind of situation that we find ourselves in when it comes to our little children. Okay. I will not sugarcoat this one bit for my audience. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to, I'm going to just tell you guys that this is the worst kind of situation. This one right here. We've got to watch our children, even when they're in groups now, guys. You know, the buddy system is no longer helping. This world is becoming twisted. It's becoming dark. It really is. It's just, it's bad. It's bad. So what do we have here? So she was wearing, we know that she's I wouldn't say 5'1". I've got enough information coming out that alters that height. So I would like to say, let's just conservatively say she's about 4'8". She's under 5 foot tall. Okay. Conservatively, she's under 5 foot tall. If you see her out there, this child was taken under circumstances that believe that this child is in immediate danger, serious harm or death. And I have to say that we can't say that loud enough. And then here's just the last little bit of information. Charlotte and her family were camping only 15 minutes where the girl and her sisters were raised. So it sounds like they weren't in that area anymore, because they wouldn't use raised. They would say lived. They used raised, which implies that they've moved from that area or from that home. So it sounds like they were just going back to their roots, maybe just enjoying some time with some old friends. So Charlotte and her family were camping only 15 minutes away from where the girls and her sisters were raised. Shortly before she went missing, Charlotte had been biking around Loop A of the park with family friends and said she wanted to do one more loop by herself. One more loop by herself. This could have been any of our children. So we got that Hispanic one, and there should be another one. Here's the other one. They're saying remember I told you whenever they were asking about cameras. I told you I hear stuff that other people don't hear. And as soon as he said they asked about cameras, in his response, I turned my microphone on and said, they have cameras. They have cameras. I can tell you by his response, they have something. And so this is kind of solidifying that. They are saying there's trail cam video of her getting taken. I can't even imagine how scared the poor little girl is. So it looks like, guys, there's some valuable evidence out there right now. And we knew, when this was breaking at 9:45, this is what upsets me about mainstream media. This is a dire situation. And you guys watched me here reading one that was saying, law, just like this other one, law enforcement believes that this child's in immediate danger of harm or death. And then you read over in the Saratogan, and they were almost downplaying it, like, oh, well, they're just doing this as an abundance of caution. You see how different our brain cells work when we hear immediate threat versus in an abundance of caution. Like, as soon as I read that, it was like almost everything kind of went down a notch. It didn't seem as serious anymore. And so that is really, to me, dangerous for mainstream media, because, to be honest with you, we should be looking for this young girl. We should have all hands on deck for this young girl. She's 9 years old. I know that they don't want people out there searching, so I'm actually not considering going out there to search. But I have to be honest with you, the idea of going out there and monitoring this case, this is a 9-year-old girl. And, I would definitely like, is once that park is open to the public, I would definitely like to go preview the area where she was abducted from and just commentate on it. So I don't know, guys, I don't want you guys like freaking out or anything. Nothing is set in stone yet. Right now, I'm just kind of bouncing the numbers in my brain to see if one, I can afford to go, and two, whether or not this is something that we can bring value to either the case or our audience. Obviously, we're not going to be searching. I believe that this case has taken a darker path. Honestly, I really do. I think that's why everybody is now being blocked out. There's something. They found something that has moved this case from just a simple missing persons to now, I believe they're looking at this in a criminal investigation. And due to the information that they're receiving, they're also covering their butts. So while this is only at a criminal investigative stage, they're still, the way that they're processing evidence at this point is as if this is a homicide investigation. And it's not that it's a homicide investigation. Don't twist my words. I'm saying that they're proceeding as if it is, because there's differences in, chain of command, collection of evidence. There's a lot of different things that go into it, depending on the classification of the file and how they're proceeding with the evidence collection. So those are just behind the scenes stuff. I'm not saying that she's gone or anything like that. I have to caution the audience. Statistics and the way that the law enforcement is behaving and the way that the governor sounded last night, I have to be honest with you, it doesn't sound good at all. I mean, I think we're all just waiting for the shoe to drop at this moment. I think we all, in our hearts and souls, kind of know. I mean, it's not me making this up. I think we all, in our hearts, know how this is going to end. What do we do at this point? The only thing we can do, pray for a freaking miracle, pray for the family, pray for strength. They're going to need it. They're going to need a whole lot of it. Pray for her friends. She's a young girl. They don't understand. They don't understand this. This is a sick, twisted world. This is the worst part of this job. I can tell you that. And the reason why I'm so upset is because we know. I don't need law enforcement to tell me. I don't need mainstream media to tell me the ending of this story. Okay, I don't need that. And it's upsetting. I'm a human being, and these cases do upset me. But there's definitely a change in the case. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because I still got to get pen to paper. I've got to figure out if this is something I'm going to do, because I was supposed to watch Demon Dog. Olivia's traveling too, so this is causing a major cog in the a wrench in the cog. But I I don't know if I'm going. I really don't. I'm praying on it now to see if this is something. If we get good coverage out there, I don't see any need for me to go. But if they're going to start, if mainstream media doesn't have the balls to give the information to the public, then yeah, then we need social media out there. That's the way I feel about it. We're not, and I don't want people going out there with their pitchforks and stuff and down with Betty and bash Betty over the head. It has nothing to do with that. The bottom line is we're entitled to information, and I want all the information we're entitled to, right? If we're entitled to it, what's wrong with getting it? And that's my point. So there may be other news outlets that choose not to share what you're entitled to. I'm sorry, this is why social media is tuned into in cases like this, because mainstream media just doesn't have what it takes in some cases to push it across the finish line. Okay? And don't beat me up. I can't help it. Okay? I can't help it. Facts are facts. I hope mainstream media gets off their butts out there and monitors this case like a social media content creator would. And if they did that, we wouldn't have any problems. Like Bullhorn, Betty could stay home, right? Save some money, right? But it is what it is. If they're not going to cover this case like you guys deserve to have this case covered, we're going to get out there and cover this case like you deserve to have this case covered. This is a 9-year-old child that is missing, that was abducted, that we have literally no information for make, model, or description of a suspect. I'm sorry. I don't know about you, but that doesn't make Bullhorn Betty feel all warm and fuzzy inside, right? I bet you Saratoga is a great community. I have to be honest with you. Until my 20s, I didn't realize New York was New York. I mean, because to be honest with you, think about it. What do we think of when we think of New York? We think of city, right? I mean, at least that's what I thought of. Unless you're from the area, unless you know New York, okay? From a Floridian that's never left the state of Florida at the time. Well, I left it before, but I've never been to New York, right? You think of Manhattan, New York City, Brooklyn, right? The Bronx. You don't think of farmland. To be honest with you, that's the one thing that I've never thought of when I think of New York. Farmland is the least of my mind, but I didn't realize New York is a pretty big state, and outside of the city, it's a lot of beautiful area. And and this was one of those areas where it was just a beautiful, peaceful, serene, upstate New York area. Beautiful time of the year, great weather, friends. Golly, I miss camping as a kid. That was fun. Think about it. It was when back in our days, like, we have horrible economies today, but even when I was growing up, people didn't have a lot of money and there wasn't a lot of things to really do. I mean, it wasn't like what we have today. So getting the family and just getting out of the house and just having a new scenery, you guys are all still together, right? But just camping and hiking and seeing nature and, seeing like deer and rabbits and even the skunks, it was interesting. And as a young girl, it's just fun. It's cheap family fun. It's affordable. It's the one thing we can actually go out to do and enjoy ourselves and relax and just rest our bodies, our minds, and our souls. And something that was supposed to be so fun and a memory, one of those memories that you look back on when you're an adult, and it went terribly wrong because why? Because nobody's doing their damn job anymore. We got sickos out here. Why is this sicko in a park? And let me guess, we're going to find out that this person probably had some stuff in their past that was looked past or not researched because he was just a meager park employee. These park people are around our children too. This is not the first case in these areas that children, women, people get injured. We need better, we need transparency from our government. This is a government area. This is not a non-government area. If this was an employee, how did this employee get hired? People that have good, wholesome lives that never did anything wrong, I just don't see them waking up one day and saying, hey, I want to abduct a kid. Most of these people have telltale signs long before it ever gets to this point. I don't know. I'm just angry, I don't know. This world's messed up, man. This world's just messed up. Just messed up. I guess I need a PhD to say this world's messed up. This, for some people out there. I don't have the time or the crayons to explain this to you. All right, guys, I think comes to the point where I think if you guys have information, I'm going to open up the phone lines. Let's get the phone lines open. Let's share some information. If you have some information about this case, please share it. I'm not going to prevent you from providing opinions or, some theories or even, rumors. I'm not going to stop those. What I do ask of you, though, is if you do call in because you are speaking on maybe a rumor or something you theorize, if you could kindly just tell the audience that you're theorizing, that this is not corroborated or fact. That's all I really need, because I don't want people getting confused and going out there and taking something that somebody theorized or somebody's opinion of information and going and taking it to the next channel and saying, oh, this is true, because it may not be true. Just like the stuff that I showed you, I weighed whether I should show it to you or not, because it's not corroborated. Anything that I can say that this is 100% accurate. Jesus does work at the park and he's the one that abducted her and blah, 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 blah. That is not the case. We don't know. That is just something I found that does bode right in with a possible theory that I have. It is not corroborated, and we are flagging it as a rumor. But just because it's rumor doesn't mean it's not true. That's why I brought it forward. We will find in due time. It sounds like this case is heating up. We knew that based on the press conference yesterday, even though they said they can't discuss about the cameras, I've never heard a law enforcement say they can't discuss the cameras. So that was the first for me. And that's what told me they got cameras and they don't want this Yahoo knowing they have cameras. Now we're hearing in the back chats that there is not only cameras, but there's potential that there was a trail cam that actually captured the abduction. Again, it's rumored. I can't say that this is corroborated or fact, but if that is true, oh my God, that's all I got to say. Oh my God. So I'm going to go ahead and open the phone lines. Just give me a minute to get them cranked up. I haven't even got the. Hopefully you guys aren't seeing that. Okay, good. Don't want to dox people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure all my. Okay, it looks like it should be. Let me test the ringing not in my ear. Let's try this one. You guys are probably hearing it, but I can't hear it. Why is it not playing in my ear? There it goes. Okay. All right, I got it right. Okay. And then I'm going to go back through and read some of your comments too, because I've been talking this whole time, and you guys know when I'm talking, I can't read. So, all right. So we got the phone lines on. If you'd like to call in and talk about this case, I'm not really entertaining any other case at the time. This is Betty.
Hey, Miss Betty. It's Turkey Man.
Hey, Turkey Man. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I had a pretty good weekend, but Where was the location of this that you're talking about? I missed the
So this is in
location.
Saratoga County, New York, and it's at Moreau Lake State Park. And she was there with her family and friends, and she did the loop by herself and never came back.
Okay. Well, this is getting close to time of year of having hunters in the woods now.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of areas. I don't know if it's a park, is it like a protective, wildlife, or if it's used for hunting, fishing, and hiking and everything. I don't know that location, but I do know that it's getting hunting season,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a lot of good grouse hunting and stuff like that's coming in, and deer, of course. But I don't, I don't know really until we hear a little bit more about what's going on. Doing what you're doing, I think, is very important.
Yeah.
Keep
I just feel like we got to do something.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing about it is keeping the updated and keeping people looking, because that's what happens when people see things or remember seeing things.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking along the line, and I never did get the whole about it, but remember when they was looking for that Kylie
Rodney?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the tow truck driver supposedly, seen somebody or talked to somebody. Of course, first thing they was doing was trying to say that it was kidnapping, and a lot of people was directing it that was helping them supposedly that way. So people remembering stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times you see something and you don't know what you seen.
Right.
And a lot of things come in mind, and that's the reason when they have a tip line, you get all sorts of tips. But there's one or two that's in that pool that really is supposed to be was important, I guess is the word.
Don't worry,
so
go ahead.
I was thinking along that line, because you reach out to a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to grow bigger, and that means you're going to reach more and more people.
Mm-hmm.
So reach out, keep it posted. I think that's got a lot to do with it, and update the front of when you come on. A lot of people look at after it's posted. I know sometimes I do. I'll go back and watch something I've missed, but flashing up, be on the lookout, update. Those little start of your show, I think would help in keeping us that follows you updated. This is missing, because we all get busy and don't get to spend the time every day, and it might be 2 or 3 days later. But anyhow, I just keep doing what you're doing, and we always here if you need prayer or anything. I'm always here. So just let me know.
While we're here, why don't you just lead us in prayer for this family, if you don't mind, because you know me, I believe in the power of prayer.
Okay, and I'll give you a few minutes there before we get started on the prayer. Your guys that's on the chat room there, if they got prayer requests, let Miss Betty know right there, and she can watch it, and we'll bring your prayer request in as we pray, if that's okay.
We'll just pray. We're just going to pray just for this family and the search and the searchers.
Okay, but I just felt need that there was somebody else might need it.
Oh, sure.
And just that's what I was feeling also, was somebody in your chat rooms need prayer too. So I'll just be done spoken on that.
Amen.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, you're in control of everything. You know us all. You made us in your own image. We ask, Lord, that you would just be with this family and the ones that may be listening to Miss Betty today. That's following the club, coffee club as we call us, and ask, Lord, that you just be with each one and put a hedge of protection around them and lift them up. And if they're sick, heal them. And we know that you've got that ability. We don't. We know that all things are possible for you, that we have the faith of a grain of mustard seed, that these mountains that we're dealing with in our lives, the mountains that this family's dealing with, that as they go through the valley, that you will remove these mountains and bring these things that's in darkness, be brought to light, that we can see and know how to reach this conclusion to this, and praying that it will be something that is find her alive and a good outcome, so to speak. But whatever it be, Lord, we know that you got a plan for us, and whatever it be, we know that you're in charge, and we just give you the glory for everything. And we ask these things in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. God bless you. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Turkey Man.
Well, you got it. I hope everybody has a great day. We're here on that.
You got it. God bless.
You too. Bye-bye.
So Granny's watching, says Betty. My moderator is good friends with the family. There is 0 leads. The information on the 20-year-old Hispanic male is false. So she's saying that the Hispanic male that's being peddled around in the chat rooms is false. So thank you for the clarification. Granny's watching. I appreciate that. It's kind of hard, but it's information that we must. I wonder why they did get it. Maybe you can clarify. It sounds like through some of the rumors in the back channels that they may have had the abduction on camera. Do you know whether that's corroborated or not? The word perimeter has been used so much lately in a true crime world. Yeah. What else do we have here? Ellie will let us know when they're ready. They have a lot more training than you. That's okay. I'm a big girl and I can make my own damn decisions. So you don't like it, don't support it. But it doesn't matter. I do what I want to do. And if you don't like it, you don't have to support it. But nobody's going to tell me what I can and cannot do in the United States of America. Sorry, it's not. If I'm not breaking the law, the only person I got to worry about is my God, my law, and my government. So sorry. Don't really care. Don't really care. I can go anywhere. I can cover any case. I can do whatever I damn well please. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to live my life for me, not you. So good luck. I'm all over the place, including topic. Honey chicken. HCW. I don't even know who that is. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Because at the end of the day, I don't freaking know. I mean, I can only find stuff and put them out there. I'm not boots on the grounds out there. If I'm out there, then the information I have, that's why I tell people this is not corroborated. I have no earthly idea whether this is good information or not, but it seemed interesting. I need to put it out there. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Hanging in there. I'm just a little confused. I know a lot of stuff is speculation, but when they brought up about what do you call it, possibly not mentioning cameras, the first thing that went to my head was like inside the campground, and that's probably why they wouldn't want to bring that up.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, because they were talking about like one of the rumors says trail cams on it. Now that's possible. Yeah. It's possible,
Because that to me would be like a big lead for them, and not wanting to let them know they're on to them.
Mhm.
Why wouldn't they want to put the guy, if they do have him on, why wouldn't they want to put a description of the guy out there in the ambulance, you know?
That's what I don't understand. Is like we've got a child that's been abducted from a freaking park, and we've got nothing. And you can't tell me that law enforcement doesn't have crap. You know what I'm saying?
And then they got the shirt wrong. They put the orange tie-dye. It's actually the pink one.
It's pink, and not only that, they've got her listed as 5'1". I heard from her own aunt that she's not that tall.
No, I know. I found that tall for a 9-year-old.
So I mean, there was.
She's about 4'6", 4'7".
This is what people don't understand. When things are moving at a mile a second, information is going to be wrong. Information is going to be trickled down wrong from law enforcement to media to social media everywhere. So, you know, we just got to go and just keep working at it until we got good information. I mean, to be honest with you, this is what's been put out by law enforcement, and it was wrong.
Yeah. And the thing that upsets me is, the family, was like these cases that we hear now. You don't hear nothing for weeks, for hours, for months, They reported this right away. And I think the ambulance would have just got out there right away, would have helped, that much more, And I kind of was wishing, this is nothing against the parents in no way, shape, or form, but I've seen many cases where the parents come out there and, they're obviously going to be so emotional and they plead, and sometimes that helps, sometimes that can get to a person if she's still safe, and, and to keep her safe and maybe, get her back home safely, but I understand why that they probably can't be out there.
Well, we definitely know somebody had to have been watching her, so it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, we know the assailant was right there. So that is ground zero. We know the assailant and the victim were right there.
And right where her bike was found, you could see the road right there. I mean, they're saying wooded area, but it really isn't that thick wood. You can see right through the road. That's why I was thinking, somebody was familiar with the area. Somebody was either watching. I mean, somebody was obviously watching, whether it was this specific child or any child, but somebody was watching. They said that everyone that goes in and out of there has to have be registered. But a lot of people are saying that you just have to have like a tag over your mirror. No, anybody could be a visitor and grab somebody's tag and put it on them. How many times?
But there's something. This guy wasn't there. Were. I can promise you this. There's a lot of mistakes from whoever did this. This was a split-second decision that they made. They did not cover their tag. They did not make any kind. This was not a planned situation. This was a situation that happened spur of the moment. The good news is situations that happen spur of the moment. There's a lot of mistakes that are made because they don't think it through. And I think that I just, we see this too much. We've covered so many cases similar to this over the years that, it's just, it feels like a broken record right now. And my heart's breaking.
Yeah. I was just wondering too, if she was taken off the bike, like pulled.
She would have been absolutely pulled off the bike. She would. This is one of the two ways that it would have happened. She would have drove around and he just snatched her off the bike while it was in motion, or he stopped her and was asking her some questions and just snatched her.
Right.
Because he was
an employee.
Yes.
He would have been familiar with them because they've been there. It seems like they've gone to this park before. It's one of their parks to go to. So she would have probably been familiar. That was a park employee. Number one, might have trusted him. But I'm wondering
if it was Granny's
off that bike.
Yeah, but Granny's watching, saying that is a false. That's a red herring. That's not true. So.
Well, not saying that specific guy, but I mean, it's just somebody, either somebody that was in that park camping, or a friend of somebody. I don't know. It's just. I don't know. I hope this girl comes home safe. And
I do too.
It's not looking very good. It really isn't.
That's the bad part about this stuff, honestly, is because, we play the tape through. It's not, our heart breaks, but let's be honest. We're not dealing with it. It's not our family member. It's not, we're not with the grief and the pain. We feel it, but we feel it at such a diluted, emotional state as opposed to the people that are in it right then and there. And it's still so heartbreaking because we play this tape through. We've seen this case before and it never ends. There's no winners here.
No. I just hope they have some more information than they're letting on. And So I just find it odd that they won't really say anything about the cameras when there's an Amber Alert.
They won't
It
tell
just
us
don't make sense
anything.
to me.
They've got
You know.
something. They're on a lead. They're not asking for.
Exactly.
They've got something. I know Granny's watching saying there's no leads, but I don't. It's hard for me to believe that with the way that the governor was talking and the state police. It sounds like even they can't say what they have. It may not be a developed lead.
Right.
You know, I'm not saying that it's a developed lead or they know exactly who did this, but I can tell you based upon what I saw yesterday at the press conference, there's something.
Oh, yeah, and no disrespect to Granny at all, but you got to understand that the law enforcement does keep information even back from the families because they have to, you know.
They have to, yeah.
Yeah, and that was my first odd thing. Was like, wow, if they have cameras, which we don't absolutely know, but if they do, and I mean they mentioned it, why wouldn't they bring that forward? And there's obviously a good reason for that, you know.
Yeah.
And to me, that's I got the impression they're onto something.
That's what I got.
But they're onto something. You know, I've heard rumors too, and it's just a rumor. I haven't heard too much about it, but it's still being found. But I haven't heard too much on that neither.
What many people fail to realize is the first 48 hours is truly a thing. You know, it's not just a TV show. Usually within the first 48 hours, guys, law enforcement has the name of the person. They have a name of several people, but they have typically the suspect within their names, their list, typically within 48 hours. And that's why that's so important, is because now, granted, they don't have enough to make the arrest. They don't have enough evidence, but they have the person. And now they start developing that. Right. So we've got, I have a funny feeling they've already got a few people identified, and but it was definitely somebody was there. So I have to think that they can identify through the data forensic footprint, somebody leaving that park around the same time that she was abducted. There can't be that many people leaving that area at the same time.
Exactly.
There's only got to be a handful of people. So I'd have to think that they've already got an idea who may be responsible for this.
I have that feeling. I do. And that's kind of why I'm a little bit hopeful that hopefully this will end. I just had the gut feeling in the beginning all around the way she's going that this isn't going to be like a summer. I think she's going to be found one way or another, or the person's going to be found. I don't know. I just have that. That's just a gut feeling in me. I could be absolutely wrong. But I was watching Duty Round last night, and I believe they say her name is Janae.
That's how you pronounce it. I could not figure it out how the frick to pronounce it. Janae. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
She made a good point. Yeah, she made a good point, and she was saying this was around supper time. It was light out. You know, a lot of people outside. They're not like in the campus or the tents. You know, wasn't late at night, so it was like around supper time, and so people were out cooking and doing stuff. So, you know, like you said, somebody had to have picked up something, noticed something. You know, maybe don't realize that they seen something odd, but
well, you know what? With the lack of screaming, the lack of hearing something, it gives it to me because it doesn't sound like this loop was. I mean, it may have been big, but it doesn't seem like it would have stopped from you hearing a girl screaming like she's being snatched off a bike. Right. There was nothing indicating that. What we learned was that they waited about 15 minutes, and when she didn't return, they knew something was wrong. So it sounds to me like maybe, I don't know how many days they have been there, that maybe somebody did, stop her, or even pull the, hey, I lost my dog. Can you help me? I'll give you $20.
Exactly.
But there's something.
Were there from Friday night, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong.
That sounds right. I remember that this wasn't their first night there.
No, I think Friday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, even the kids, the other kids might have noticed somebody, not realizing it till after the fact. Hey, this guy was watching. The other girls that was with her could have noticed something. But I don't know. It's just a tough situation. You know what? I think what would be a good thing to do, Betty, is some of these cases you feel so helpless, and you get the word out. You do a great job. I think sometimes we need to probably educate people. So many kids have you tell them, oh, don't talk to strangers, don't do this. But there's so much. I think it really needs to be. They really need to be educated from a very young age.
But not only that, but these people are from all walks of life now. You know, before it used to be the creepy guy in the van, right?
Exactly,
Now you've got people in uniforms.
Mm-hmm.
In
kids need to learn how to. They have to learn how to not go in an abduction. That's the worst thing to do. If, scream, fight, do whatever. If they're gonna, most likely they're gonna run away because they want to get away. They're not gonna do anything right there, and that's your best chance. Even for an adult, do not ever go with anybody. If somebody ever tried to do that to me, you're gonna kill me on the spot. I'll be found. They'll have the evidence. You know what I mean? I'm not going with you because I know that's not gonna be a good outcome.
But the problem is,
the point, like I was always taught, when somebody's following you and you're on a bike or walking, turn and go the opposite way because the car has to turn around to catch up with you. And there's so many things that can be out there to try and help these kids or help parents or even adults, with all this craziness out there. I just think that it should be in the school systems. There should be training for it. I mean, I know it's a scary thing, but some schools used to actually put scenarios out there and act it out, It's like you do with kids with a fire drill in your house. What do you do with a fire drill, And you hate to scare kids, but you kind of have to these days. My grandson isn't even allowed on the front porch at 8 years old. I mean, I won't let him go anywhere. We don't let him go anywhere. It's just too scary. And even watching them that close, things still could always happen. You just don't know.
Yeah, this situation.
But I think education, these kids, they're so scared they're just going to listen to the adult and they're going to go. And they have to be taught that just don't ever go. Scream, fight, yell, do whatever you have to do because in her situation, there would have been a lot of people around that would have heard it.
Yeah.
And I know it's easier said than done when you're not in that situation, but I mean, that's what we need to do is educate, to try and save even one life, something. It's just so frustrating. I know it's going to be frustrating for you because it's what you're doing for work and, you just want to be able to find a good outcome for a change,
Yeah.
Hopefully this one has one, but, I mean, I think that all the time is these kids, of course they're going to go there and see it, they're going to go, and
yeah.
They need to learn to fight back.
Yeah, but I the problem that I foresee is that a lot of these kids, they don't even know they're being abducted until it's too late because of the fact that, we do teach our children to listen to authority. And there is something I feel like there's, not, I don't know what to, we're taught that we're to listen. Like if somebody stopped us or said, oh, you just did this wrong or something like that, a kid would be defensive and say, no, I didn't, and it's like, oh, come here with me. Like I can see something happening and a child is going to listen to the adult.
Exactly. Yep.
It's just sad. It's just sad.
It is sad. I'm just praying that this has a good outcome. Staying hopeful,
Yeah.
But I mean, just with all the with the aunt being in her position she's in, and the people that they have, even Equisearch has offered help, and I just wish that it would have got out there sooner because I think that would have helped a lot more too. That's very disappointing. I don't know why they have to wait till after the fact and search places. It should go out immediately. What's the big deal if it goes out? What harm is that going to do having Amber with? It's not going to do any harm to anybody putting it out early. I mean, better safe than sorry.
When you get the government involved, they have to put everything in a freaking box. It's so stupid. It's no longer about getting these things out. Now it's like, oh well, we have too many runaways, and we don't want people being focused on all the runaways. And let's just do an endangered person, and let's do the Amber person. It's like it's so stupid. We've got 15 freaking alerts now. Yep. If your phone is going off, you're looking at it, whether it says amber, purple, gray, silver, yellow with pink polka dots. If your phone's going off, you're looking at it. What is it? Why the public is not paying attention to whether this is a silver alert or an amber alert or an endangered person? They're looking at their phone and getting the information out. I just think it's stupid. Just
It is. I think again, it's stout case. I mean, putting him as a runaway right off, off the bat, and in a lot of cases actually.
Yeah.
But, that's very disappointing that they didn't put that out right away.
Right. Yeah.
Well, let's hope things change. But anyway, I'll let you go, and thank you for covering it. You're doing good work as always.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna pray and stay hopeful. I mean, don't want to give up hope,
That is it. And that is it. So.
I mean, I couldn't even sleep last night seeing this poor kid. She's so
Mhm.
beautiful, and it's just sad. But I'm hoping, there is a chance,
Yeah.
until there's no more. But you take care.
You too.
Soon.
And I hope you're feeling
right.
better. God bless.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So there we go. A couple things that I did want to bring up. It says, first of all, Rizzo, I did want to address you. No, I took offense to your response. So I don't think it was respectful at all. And that's not how we conduct ourselves here. We're not passive aggressive people over here. So, I thought it was disrespectful. So if I thought it was disrespectful and other people in the chat are thinking it's disrespectful, I think that you're wrong in this. So knock it off if you'd like to stay. That's really all I've got to say to you. You're more than welcome to talk here. You're more than welcome to have your opinion. But it doesn't mean that I'm required to address it. It doesn't mean I'm required to listen to it. And it doesn't mean I'm required to do anything about it. So I hope you can be respectful in here, but if you can't, you will be removed. It didn't rise. I have to admit your comment didn't rise to the level of even being removed, but to say it wasn't, you were being respectful, that no, you weren't. Just like Thunder 420. I hope you don't block Headstones and Headlines has been in here. She's a teacher that has troll accounts. Okay. So, I don't know any other teacher that possesses troll accounts, but she's in here all the time communicating with my audience. So just because it doesn't say Headstones and Headlines, she can move JJ and rename it if she so chose. So, she acts like we don't know she's in here, but she's always in here. So if she wants to come in here and communicate, nothing's stopping her. She has her troll accounts. Again, a teacher, a teacher with troll accounts. I never heard of it in my life. I never even knew teachers had time to have troll accounts and channels and stuff. But apparently this teacher does. This great, amazing teacher does. So anyways, she's been in here. She still can communicate, but no. As far as that horrible name will stay blocked because that person chose to attack me without even speaking to me. So you know what? You don't get access to me that way. You don't have bad behavior and think that you're going to get attention. Sorry. We ignore bad behavior. I'm one of those people that will let you kick and scream in the middle of the floor. Let me guess. This might be one of the trolls. This is Betty.
Betty, this is Lori Lowe.
Okay, thank God. With me going on that dissertation, I thought, oh, I'm like, okay, this got to be a troll.
No, I'm not a troll. Well, I could be before coffee. No, I'm only kidding. No, for real, listen, I know I said it in the chat, but somebody said that they have them already. Why can't we put like little ankle bracelets or something on a kid? And then I know, like, privacy, they're thinking, oh, God, the government's tracking you. But if they have, like, a really cool little ankle bracelet that nobody knows about, not one of these home detectors or whatever that they do for jail people, but, like, something cool. And you put it on the kid.
Our kids look like they're straight out of Compton.
Yeah, no. You sound like a nice, he's laughing too. Like a nice little bracelet, something cool, okay? And then if somebody sees that, they're going to know that it can't be cut off. And somebody that sees it is going to be like, oh, crap, we're not going to take that kid. Can't get that thing off their bracelet or off their ankle or whatever, and they'll be tracked instantly. I swear to God, if I had kids, they would be wrapped around with this stuff. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. I don't even know if I thought I was being original and like inventing it, but somebody told me they have them already. But I'm like, wow, put a bracelet on the kid. and then, at least you'll know where the last whereabouts were. I can't handle this.
I honestly think if we just put a GPS in all of our, child gaming electronics, their Fitbits, their, their Nintendo little hand game, they take those things with them. They take those things with them everywhere. When they go to their friend's house, they're bringing if we just had tracking devices and those things, I'm pretty sure we could track our kids. But
because listen, you could track your phone.
Yeah.
You can track your dog with a chip. You could track all these other things. Why aren't we having something for these kids? The other question, and I'm going to let you go because I got to run, but I want to know, is it, oh God, I hope I ain't being a conspiracy theorist, but is it more, Jennifer was laughing at me, but I couldn't get a true answer. Is it more, am I noticing this more because I'm involved with this true crime, or has this been happening all the time? Because I'm thinking, if you get groups at our border and you get people that are coming in and they're trafficking kids, and you're just coming in right off the border and they're letting them in like nothing, isn't that opening up like for more groups to come in and grab kids and traffic them?
Yeah, well, that's been my thing, and I'm so thankful that people went to the border shortly after we had those conversations here. But I've got to be honest with you: we just watched all these people just walking across the river,
right?
What's the point of even having border control? At this point, just open the flipping border. Who gives a shit at this point? We're dealing with semantics.
They cut the wire, and the Border Patrol people were helping them over.
I mean, if Americans want MS-13 in our country and we want our children at risk of gangs and drugs and being shot up and killed, then by all means, just open the borders.
I said, and this could go in a whole different direction. I'm not going to go there, but I said on somebody's channel the other night, I said, why don't you just, when they let them all out of New York because they all out of the shelters when it was raining really bad. And I said, why don't you just put them on a bus and send them to the White House? And when they go there, there's plenty of room. And when they go there, make sure they wear the Joe Biden T-shirts that they were allowed to come over with, and say, here, Joe, here you go. You wanted them, now you got them. Keep them in the White House for you.
Yeah, the problem is he's not doing that.
That's another whole topic. Yeah. I know. I want the tracking devices for these kids. I'm putting them in my nieces and nephews' stockings.
Yeah, but something. I mean, something's better than nothing. Put it, have tracking stuff on their eyeglasses, their hair ties.
Right.
We got to be creative with the kids.
Eyeglasses is perfect with a little camera because the kid needs eyeglasses. They're not going to take the kid's eyeglasses off.
Exactly.
Like Robin McGraw, Dr. Phil's wife, they have the Aspire. Okay, the Aspire is an app on your phone for domestic violence. Nobody knows what it looks like. No, you just put it on your phone and you tap it. God forbid you're in a 911 situation. You tap this on the phone and it automatically goes to your ICE person in case of emergency person, and they find you right away. Like that's for domestic violence. If they apply something like that, and like you say, the glasses or anything, I don't know where, a necklace, something on them or whatever, and that they would wear all the time, then they would be able to track where the kid went and at least have a lead.
I think they do have a lead. It just seemed it didn't seem like a hopeful lead is the problem, and I think that's what I got out of that. I wanted the governor to have a poker face. She doesn't play poker very well. That's the problem.
Yeah. And the other thing was I heard the first press conference it was like a sheriff or somebody, and he mentioned the first thing. Abduction. When he said that, my throat, it wasn't like a missing kid that's lost in the woods. It was like the first time he was out, he said abduction. When I heard that, I wanted to puke. I was like, that means they know something. They know something more. Because let me tell you something. I was born and raised in New York. I'm a city girl, but when we were young, we were upstate. It was gorgeous. We played hide and seek in the woods. People left their like doors open at night. I mean, I'm sure today it's different. I'm talking a lot of years ago, but there's less crime upstate than in the boroughs or of New York. And you could really, I mean, it's so fresh. It's so beautiful. You could go and play in the woods there. Nobody would really do anything to you. Now, I mean, granted, life has changed, but I don't remember this happening in like suburbs. Like, I don't mean suburbs. I mean the country, like upstate. If you ever been up there, you wouldn't believe how beautiful it is. It's gorgeous. You would think that upstate is a total separate entity from the boroughs of New York. You really would.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until I went to New York. I always thought New York was city, and I had to drive through it to get to New Hampshire, and it's got a lot of beautiful countryside.
Oh, God. Not only that, I lived in Nassau County. Do you know nobody knows the most beautiful beaches in the country are right outside of New York? I lived on the beach my whole life there. I mean, I worked in the city because that's where you made money, but 1 hour out of New York City, you got beaches that blow any one of these beaches in Florida out of the water. I mean, gorgeous beaches. And we used to say, good, don't let nobody know. Let them go out to the Hamptons. Like all the people, like all the yuppies from New York.
Yeah.
We drive 3 hours out to the Hamptons. And we'd be like, good, let them keep going. Let them not know. Like we kept it so quiet for so long. But there's parts of New York that are absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous up in the mountains. And you would think you were safer up there. I don't know if it's because I'm listening to you too much and I'm on this channel in the morning and I'm like, every day there's someone else missing.
There is.
What's going on?
You know, I was never so hermit-like until I really got into this true crime. And it's like, you know, I'm one of the ones that poke my head out the front door to see if there's any danger lurking.
Like, what can I do? Yeah. Yeah, it's like, come here, they missed something. Let me go and look again. Like, I wasn't there. Let me see it for myself. I'll find it.
Right.
That's the way I am. I'm like, no, they missed something. That can't be true. I'll go and look. That's how I'm like, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
But and you can't. It's so much bigger than us. It's so much bigger, and it's scary.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, God bless you.
Well, we'll see how much information starts trickling out. But if they're gonna clam this up, then I'm taking a trip up there. I'm nosy. I want to see what's going on.
Oh my God! Can't you wait until the 25th? I'll be down there. I'm coming on the 25th.
Well, I might not be going because
Yeah,
I might not be going because, like I said, I'm in charge of Demon Dog. So, you know, Olivia's got other plans. I committed to that. So I'm trying.
Right.
It kind of sucks for me, but I will do it. I mean, it is what it is. But
I'm the type though. If Ellie is saying stay out of there, they're onto something. If they're already.
Yeah, but I'm not looking in their area. I already know that this child's already within 20 miles of that location. Like that's not even an area I'd even be remotely in right now. I'd be searching a totally different area.
Oh my God! But where? Where do you go? You could go. It's incredibly. I mean, if you have leads, I get it.
Yeah. Well, here's the issue.
It's so big. It's so big.
I know.
It's so big. You would have to like one go east, one go west. You know what I mean? Like you'd have to all separate. That's how big it is up there, and everything is spaced out like big.
But we also know that this type of predator. We know their how they work. We know how they operate. We know where they what areas they like to handle their business in. So that's the areas I'm looking for.
All right, I'll sit back and support you, but I'm not going in no woods like that. I don't know what's going on up there.
Well, it wouldn't be woods. They're going to be off. They're not going to be doing anything. They're going to be taking the path of least resistance. That's why this child was abducted, because she was the path of least resistance. So it's not like he's going to be climbing through branches and over trees to get to a wood to hurt this child. Right. It's not like that.
It's obvious that they were being watched, because if they were all together and then as soon as she was alone, bingo, it happened. That means those kids were watched.
Yeah.
They
That's
were
what,
being watched.
yep.
There's no question about. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out. You know what I mean? Like it was a crime of opportunity,
Yeah.
and that was somebody hiding and watching. It's so sad.
They were
All right,
laying
I'll
in
let
wait
you go.
in plain daylight. I'm already
Yeah.
envisioning what was going on. It was just another body out there nobody was paying attention to.
Oh, that's so horrible. It's these kids, these poor kids. All right, I'll be praying.
All right, Lori. Well, you take care. God bless and
All
enjoy
right.
your day.
God bless you. Have a great day, everyone.
Uh-huh.
Love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, yes, and that's the one thing that I think that we can all agree is that these children obviously were being watched. It sounds like there was multiple people out there. Whoever did this was in plain sight. If you guys are out there and you guys are, wanting to help, this is my suggestion. I'm not there. I'm deciding whether I'm going to go there. I've already looked at the map. I already see some areas that I'd really like to get into and look at. But we have to get into the mindset of a predator, okay? This is a person that's not going to be wanting to carry a child in their car for any length of time. This is not a person that's going to want to, have that child with them. So they're going to be doing whatever. I don't even want to talk about it. But that would happen within the place where the person was abducted and the place that that person is most comfortable at, which is usually their home, their residence. So it's somewhere between point A and point B. He would never have taken her back to this house. He may have been foolish enough to do that, but I believe it's somebody that's local there. I do believe that somebody being a part would bode into, because we didn't hear anything about a child screaming. Okay. A child screaming would have happened if the child was startled. If somebody jumped out at this child, snatched this child, you might hear a yelp. That wasn't something that we heard there. So that's leaving me to believe that somebody stopped that child while they were on the bike for whatever reason and spoke to that child. Either they were in trouble, they were missing something. I feel like that was what happened. And then when they were comfortable, hand over the mouth, they would have to make sure that nobody was in that vicinity that could see what they were doing. So we didn't have a lot of people coming out of the woodwork saying, hey, some stranger guy just jumped out of his car, plucked this girl off her bike and drove off. That's not what we heard. We didn't hear anything like that. So there's some type of level there. There really is some type of level there. So I believe that this child was stopped. Now, would she have just spoken to a stranger? It's possible she could have spoken to a stranger. But it also leads me to believe that she may have recognized or known the person that she was speaking to. Recognizing and knowing the person doesn't mean she had a long history with the person. It may have been another camper down the walkway that was nice to her as her and her friends were playing. Maybe had given them some candy earlier on, maybe the day or two before. Maybe, just something like that, known to them. Somebody that seemed docile and not friendly. Mom, can you call me on the my phone line, the opened phone line, please, so people can hear you? Let me turn the phone line. Let me call Mom. Mom's got something to say.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
I'm always thinking outside the box, and I know every park has a camera to make sure people aren't hunting or whatever in their park, and they just don't let anyone know. What if she went beyond the circle? Okay. What if she went on down the road?
They found her bicycle. I think it's well established she was still in the circle.
Well, that's just the other thing is someone mentioned in chat that why did she want to go down and around by herself? It has to be someone that was in that park either as a camper or a guest or
an employee. Yeah.
employee. But
she would have went. She's a 9-year-old mom. She's a 9-year-old girl. Yeah. I mean, how many times did I want to be a big girl and do things on my own?
Yeah,
growing
especially
up.
when you were out in Mayaca, you did everything.
So, you kind of identify with that.
Yeah. And, oh my goodness, when we lived out near Shaw's Point, you did all kinds of stuff that weren't allowed, like going down to the pier, the point. Yeah, I remember all of that. I also remember never locking our door. I mean, we left the front door locked all the time, but no one ever used the front door. We always used the French doors.
Yeah.
And I remember coming home at noon and finding your girlfriend in our house because she was home alone and hungry. And she knew she could come to our house and get something to eat.
Yeah, well, that's it.
I always had an open house. All your friends.
Stay on topic, Mom. You always get on tangents. Stay on topic. We're talking about.
I know, but what I'm saying is, back then, parents were parents. I'm not off topic. I'm not saying her parents weren't good parents. They obviously were. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on a family outing. But there are other parents. Do you understand what I'm getting at? There are other parents that aren't good, that plan trips, that are around where kids are. That's what I'm getting at. They seem to be respectable. They seem to be helpful. They seem to be full of information, but they have a darker side. And just because they're out parking in a very nice park, doesn't mean they're good people.
All right, Ma. Well, we appreciate the call. Have a great day. I love you and God bless you. Coming over, or are you doing something else?
Well, I'm watching you, and then I put a message to myself: clean carpet. Dad said no painting. He doesn't want me on a ladder, and I'm going,
All right, Mom. I love you. Have a great day.
I love you. I might come over. Okay.
I
love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. So I did want to address this one because I can. And you are entitled to anything? No, the public is entitled to certain things by law. Actually, by law. And those are the things that I seek. So if I'm entitled to something by law, I have every right to go and get it. So, and it's because I can. And if you don't like it, that's your problem, not mine. And my question would be, why are you here? I guess is the question. I mean, I understand you want to gaslight and disrupt and, act like a child. But why is it any of your concern? I guess why is the way I live my life and choose to do what I choose to do any of your concern? If you don't like it and don't support it, go someplace else. Maybe back to a place that a bunch of people like to support criminals and put money in despicable parents' pockets. Sounds like that's where maybe you enjoy being. That's not here. So just differing of opinions. And at the end of the day, I work for this show, so I can do whatever I damn well please. I worked for my life, so I can go anywhere I damn well please. So you do understand what the frustration I have with people thinking they can dictate, like you don't know me. You have no clue how I live my life or who I am as a person, yet you're on my channel trying to tell me what I can and can't do and having me justify my actions to you. I don't owe you anything. I don't even know you. And if this is what you teach your children, that anybody that doesn't know you can tell you how to and dictate your life for you. Maybe that's what's all messed up with you as well as our children. When we start having responsible parents, we'll start having responsible children. But hey, hopefully you got what you wanted out of that comment. Police are getting cell data used that day, so will many leads, and it will lead to many leads, because to be honest with you, they're going to be able to see somebody's movement out of that park in and around that time that she disappeared. Now, if they just snatched her and took her to another part of that park, that would also, there's got to be movement. There's a few people. I mean, there's several campsites there, but in the grand scheme of things, there's not like thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in that immediate area in that park that they have to look at. I mean, to be honest with you, there's very limited people that they actually have to look into, because it's limited to whomever was in that park at that time. It's not, and it's contained in that park. Now, she may have left that park, but as far as the evidence of what happened, I really believe it's there, and it's on traffic cameras leaving there. I do believe that it is possible and would make sense and bode right in line with an employee, a park employee, somebody she's seen around that park cleaning up, doing work, somebody that she would consider a safe person. That would bode right into that, but we don't know. It could have been a stranger. It could have been just somebody circling the area and just happened to see a child by themselves and had that opportunity. It could have been just that, just like that. We don't know. We will never know until the information is provided to us. If the grieving family didn't want to, I'm done. You're gone. Don't come back here again. I have no use for you. Just go to your hate channels and be on them. I mean, there's no need to be here. I don't owe you a question. I don't owe you a response. I don't owe you an answer. I don't owe you anything. Actually, as a matter of fact, why don't you answer those questions for yourself? What have you done? Why are you here? Why are you involved? Granny's watching says currently activity is at the sand pits. Oh, good Lord. So this is all going on like right now. I'm a little bit behind chat, like that. Not too bad. 3 minutes. Why are people so mad? They're always mad. That's why we ignore them and move on. Everybody, they're so angry because they don't get their way. And they think that they have a right to throw their will on other people. And I'm one of those people that buck that. No, you don't. You don't get to tell me what to do. And they get angry at it. I can't believe she won't listen to me. I can't believe she thinks that way. Well, I can't believe you think and act the way you act, but you don't see me over on your channel gaslighting you. Now, I could if I wanted to, because I gaslight you guys every single day very easily because there's so many angry people. It's very easy to do. It's over. Let's see, what does this say, Allison? It's over and done with. It's not a thing to say she needs to get a new mod because we are looking out for her with a comment that looks. Who did this come from? Can somebody tell me what is going on? About a mod? Who's modding for me? And it says, do you think telling someone to calm down is just telling you not to stress out, or is it condescending? A sub asking. I think telling somebody to calm down, like even when things are like, who are you to tell somebody to calm down? Just ignore them. So I would just say nobody should be telling people to calm down. If it's not coming out of my mouth or my mod's mouth, then nobody really either chat to people. If you're going to be disrespectful, get the hell out of the chat. This is for adults, folks. If you're not an adult, please exit right. Okay. I shouldn't have to babysit people 50 and 60 years old. Okay. Give me a break and cut it out. I used to ride my bike around campsites. We all did. Exactly. There's no bad parent or good parent. We all did it. Even my hover mom, she's never had her eyes on me all the time. I mean, she can tell you five or six times I disappeared out of her sight. The park's pretty big. It is big. BHB needs a new mod because who is freaking out? Can somebody send me something in my mod chat and tell me who the problem is, please? Because I'm starting to get frustrated. And we're on a live show and I don't see anything here. Can somebody put something in the mod chat and tell me what the hell's going on? I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. I'm done with it. But I'd like some information. BHB, equipment needs for BHB channel. Are you guys just saying, okay, I see somebody writing, so I'll just wait for them to write. Lighten up a little. Allison, are you the problem in here? Is that what I'm getting on here? Lighten up a little mod. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ban you from here. Don't come back. I'm over this childish crap. Grow the fuck up before you come here. If you can't have a grown-up conversation, get the hell out of my chat. If you don't like it, oh well, your problem, not mine. There we go. So if there's any more problems, just delete them. I don't have time for this. Time traveler, it's nice to see you. We've got a 9-year-old child missing out of New York, upstate New York. She was abducted literally off her bicycle. The aunt actually works for Fox News, and this is getting a lot of attention as well as it should. It's a 9-year-old girl that was abducted by camping with her family at a state park. It's disgusting. This is getting bad. This is Betty.
Yes, I have a question about you putting down head.
I don't have time for you. This is my show. We're talking about a missing child, not your petty bullshit. Do you understand that? And here, let me make this very clear. Headstones and headlines can go fuck herself. Okay? She's destroying our children in this country. So if you want me to talk about putting someone down, there you go. I don't have time for her. We talk about true crime here, not drama and bullshit. Take your petty ass shit someplace else. Nobody gives a damn about that little girl, okay? We care about this child that's missing. If you don't like me putting down headstones and headlines, then get the fuck off my goddamn channel. We talk about true crime over here. Anybody here that is not for true crime, leave the fucking chat. Have I raged enough for you yet? Leave the fucking chat. We don't have time for your bullshit. A 9-year-old girl's life matters. You fucking idiots. Now, do you feel like a 9-year-old child that's been abducted deserves a little more airtime than a stupid teacher? If you do, put a fucking one in the goddamn chat. Excuse my language, guys. Who's going to pay for my cuss words? The GD was $15, and God forgive me for that. Turkey man, pray for me. I'll need it today. Okay, nobody gives a damn about your petty ass bullshit anymore. We're done with it. All of these these true crime channels, we're done with your drama bullshit that you bring into every one of our channels. You want drama? Keep it on your fucking channel and leave it off of ours. We talk about real people's lives here and real true crime, and you don't have to like it. You don't have to like it at all. But you don't get to keep coming over here every fucking day and disrupting when we're trying to advocate for a 9-year-old child that's missing and abducted. You fucking idiot! Now headstones and headlines, get your fucking clickbait! Go make your fucking money, you fucking cunt! Now, do you guys hear me? I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm over the bullying here. I'm over the intimidation. I'm over you guys. I don't give a damn about any of you. Stay the fuck off my channel. Now, all you hate channels, go make your money, baby. I just gave you all your content. Go get your little $2, bitches. Fuck. Now, there's a 9-year-old child missing if anybody gives a damn. She was abducted, probably dead, if anybody gives a damn. Now that you guys know how I feel about these animals on YouTube, I don't give a rat's ass. Move on. And I'm authorizing my mods. Anything that does not bode with our values here on the Bullhorn Betty channel, you are to delete. If people don't want to be here, block them. If we've got to do it every single day, that is what we're doing. We are a true crime channel. We are not a drama channel. We're not a drama channel. So take your shit someplace else. Go find another sucker to drag into your bullshit to make you money. And let me advocate the way I want to advocate for these children and these families. I don't owe you a damn thing. I don't answer to you, and I'm not going to continue to do this. Nobody gives a fuck about these small ass channels. They care about a 9-year-old girl that was abducted off her bike. Fucking idiots. You can't fix stupid here. But you know what? The one thing we are learning is that Bullhorn Betty's not the problem. We can agree to that. Bullhorn Betty is not the problem on the streets of YouTube. You guys went so crazy that you showed your own hand and showed the truth to the people. Nobody listens to you anymore. Nobody gives a damn about you anymore. Your voice has been taken away because you lie. You've been caught lying. You've been caught doing everything I said. You lied to your people saying you weren't doing this shit to me. And what do we have? All this crap coming out. And then you guys want to double down. People are over it. They see you for who you are. And they see me for who I am. Thank God. All right, guys. Clearly, I just said my piece. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys for the ones that have come here to support this. And I'm sure you guys are probably going to see this stuff go off. And you know what? You guys can go over there and tell them just how they come over here and tell us, because I'm going to open it up just like that. I'm over it. I'm done with it. You know, if you guys want to keep continuing to make this a war, then it's a war that I will win. I will tell you that. Because what you guys have done to me, nobody should ever have to go through. What you continue to do to me, nobody should ever have to go through. And I can tell you, there are a lot of people out here that are just getting sick and tired of it, even your own people, because they're tired of being told what to do, how to think, and how to act. We don't do that here. We don't do that and never will. Good day.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.